Hey guys, I want to do a video for you today. I posted something on Facebook a while back, right after Black Friday. We were actually working that night, and I'm gonna tell you, it was wild. We were getting calls all night, fights at the Walmart, fights at the mall, and they even, it's sad to say, they have to hire off-duty officers, and I've done it before. I've been off on that particular day and worked like an off-duty assignment at a Walmart, and it was absolute chaos, and I told them I would never ever do it again if I could help it, as far as the off-duty part. But anyways, as I watched, you know, all the chaos and the fights and just the absolute nonsense over cheap Chinese-made toys and televisions, and just, it was incredible. But I got to thinking about an idea for a video, and Looking for Me Marbles actually did one kind of like it, and I think the Sardi one did one very similar, and it's a good premise. But the gist of it is, I mean, if people are acting like this over TV sets and crock pots, what would happen if this same group of people, or any of us for that matter, what would say if it had been 3 days since they've eaten? How would they act? A week since they've ate, they got hungry kids. How are people going to act? That got me thinking about a WROL, or if it hits the fan type scenario. I mean, what in the world? How bad could it possibly get? And the answer is, it could get really, really bad. Like I say, what I witnessed was just over TV sets. You imagine all of a sudden the power's out for an extended amount of time. Grocery store shelves are empty. There's no food, no water, and not talking about like a localized thing like a Hurricane Sandy, or what we saw in New Orleans with Katrina, which was awful in and of itself. And there was we saw it. That was a small preview right there, but eventually the government did come in and try to help and aid these people. But what if it was regional wide? What if it was you know, the whole entire East Coast or the West Coast, a major incident, something happened? It wouldn't take long for the government and your local police, fire, medics to be completely overwhelmed. And what if it got to the point there was no help coming? You were on your own. What do you think the cities would be like at that point? It would be sheer total chaos. People killing each other in the streets, and that's just, I mean, that's a fact. It's scary to think about, but if our society has, if we have as a society have degraded to the point where we're fighting and just treating each, I mean, I saw people just, the way they treated each other over TV sets and over computers, that kind of thing. It's just nonsense. Just imagine what it would be like if there was only a little bit of food left and that many people were hungry. What would it be like? But something to think about. Like you say, I work in law enforcement. I work in the emergency. I work closely with all the other emergency services, and I can just, for example, we had an ice storm a couple years back, and extremely bad ice storm. Trees down everywhere, power down, phone lines down, and you name it. Sorry about that. And you name it, we were completely overwhelmed. Emergency services were completely, 911 was completely overwhelmed in a matter of, you know, minutes. And it got to the point where there were so many people needing our help, there wasn't enough of us to go around, and conditions were so bad we couldn't even get there to begin with. And it was just, it was total chaos. It didn't take long to overwhelm emergency services. And a major incident, you know, basically going to be on your own. I guess what I'm saying is, a lot of people make fun of preppers here on YouTube, but they've got good points. It's not a bad idea to put some back for a rainy day. What our friends and loved ones are experiencing up in New Jersey and with Sandy, man, just hit them, and I mean, all of a sudden there's no power for weeks, no food, no water. What do you do? So I just like to say that working Black Friday last week, seeing the total chaos over just nonsense, got me thinking about what in the world, these guys are on to something. What in the world would this society, how far would we degrade if we had a mass incident where food and water became scarce? It would be a really bad, awful thing. So it's just something to think about, guys. If you got any comments or any suggestions or insight, be sure and put it in the comments down below, and I appreciate you watching. Y'all have a good one.